Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. You've got Blake and Brent Cousins, and we've got incredible Google imagery of something strange in the desert. We're going to get into a deep dive with regards to what you're looking at right now. What is within these massive containers housing this crazy, what do you call it? I don't know. It looks straight out of a movie, and we've got the latest UFO videos coming in from around the world. What are we looking at right now? Watch this. All right, let's take a look at this. Once again, incredible imagery of this plasmic display discharging UFOs into the air, captured at night. You saw it off at a distance, whatever it is. It's massive, but what exactly is this? It almost looks like the video game Space Invaders. Wow, Blake, look at that. It's just ejecting these kind of orbs out of the back end of the craft there. This is curious. You may have seen this video before, but right now we're sharing it again. We need to reintroduce ourselves to this one because this is the phenomenon. We're looking at something crazy right now. You know, I could understand maybe possibly some mocked up drone with LED lights strapped to it, but this is what's the strange thing. It's shooting out like laser beams. So I don't know, guys, this is interesting stuff coming in. What's your thoughts right here at Third Phase of Moon? Like I said, we've got a lot of evidence in this episode, videos coming in from around the world. Let's take it out to Chile right now. Something strange captured, broad daylight. Watch. All right, we're going to get a close-up right now. It only lasts moments, the video. Somebody might have not even noticed this metallic disc just off in the background. Broad daylight. We're going to get some extreme close-ups. The typical Bob Lazar flying disc, metallic. This is insane broad daylight. Chile is a hot spot for UFOs. Yeah, it certainly is, Blake, and we're looking at something strange off there in the distance. It definitely has a glint of metal. It looks heavy, and it's not wavering. It's just staying stationary. This is incredible stuff right here. So once again, the video, it doesn't take more than a few seconds to catch data, evidence of the phenomenon, and right now this is being captured in broad daylight, and you see the shadow underneath it. Could this be some kind of, I don't know, a blimp? I don't think so. I don't see any gondola underneath it. Whatever it is, it's remaining stationary, and I'd say it's approximately a quarter mile away. When I get an extreme close-up of this, in my estimation, this thing has to be, I don't know, 50 to 100 feet in length. Where are these things coming from? Could it be coming out of these caves over there in Chile? Hard to tell, but wouldn't it have been great if we could have got a super close-up of this, drive up right up to this thing, and bam, focus your camera on it, and let's just get smoking gun proof. That's what we're looking for. But again, we're looking at something off in the distance, unidentified, and it's just floating there. Yeah, Blake, like you said, this thing's massive. Yeah, and they look like they're in a pretty rural area. Who knows? Maybe there are no roads right into that location. It looks pretty mountainous to me. But guys, what's your thoughts on this? Now, let's get to this. There's a couple images that have come in via our email. We got multiple submissions. People saying, Third Phase, take a look at this. What was discovered in the deserts of California, captured by Google Earth? Let's take a look at these images, and we want to get your thoughts on it. Now let's get started. So here's the image. put out by, I think, here he is, Page Turner. This strange structure in Anza, California. He says it looks like some kind of machine out of the movie Contact. With it's being surrounded and enclosed by 40 huge shipping containers. It's a Google Earth anomaly, and we're going to dive into what possibly could be hidden. And this image has been scrubbed actually from Google Earth. It doesn't exist anymore. So we're sharing it right now. Apparently this thing has been capped off. The roof is over these major shipping containers. There it is. That's the most recent image coming in. And look how it's all sealed shut. Looks like they put some kind of concrete ceiling on top of this thing that looks straight out of a movie. Here's some ground shots. And look at these containers, the way they're stacked up. I don't know. I've never seen anything quite like that. It seems that they wanted to build this building as fast as possible, bring in these Matson containers, these shipping containers, and construct a building to enclose this weird spherical looking machine that looks out of Contact. Anybody familiar with this area? Anza, California, and who these people are and what's a purpose, and if indeed this thing in there. Some people might claim that it looks like maybe one of those things you see in a circus where a bunch of motorcycles go in there and motorcyclers, stuntmen ride around in 360s. Brent, what's your thoughts on this? And here's some more comparisons of what people think it could be. This is out of the movie Contact. Wow, look at that. The similarities are amazing. Again, this isn't some amusement park ride. They wouldn't have capped it off. They're trying to hide something. Here's another image of this machine, the Ezekiel wheel, basically something that could move something at such amounts of distance and within seconds. Somebody says, Neil, the structure shown in the image is referred to as the Oculi Pyron accelerator frame, a Pyron velocity accelerator. He says it's described to move protons at an extreme rate of speed. I'm sure there's some science to these accelerators. CERN comes to mind. Is this some kind of CERN experiment being conducted in the desert? I don't know. It just screams to me this something's going on here. Maybe a free energy device. Now here's another Pyron accelerator of what they claim that this could be going on right there in the desert. Not exactly sure this location, but I guess these Pyron accelerators work with physics, molecules, protons, and try to accelerate them at a speed to, I don't know, these guys are doing things out there in the desert that it just leaves you scratching your head. And right now I went to the exact location on Google to see if these images are still up, and now they're taken down. We can't find this exact image of what is being withheld in these series of containers to blockade and hold this thing in. I wonder if they filled these containers with concrete, that they could be actually, they weigh tons now, 50-ton container filled up with concrete. That would be a pretty fortified wall if you do it and kind of construct it that way. Interesting. Yeah, there it is, capped off and hidden from satellites. Definitely, it seemed like they're on a scramble to cover this thing up. You see a road, it goes directly to it, but it's fenced off. There it is. And the wall, the way they built that with the moving containers, they actually did a pretty good job on stacking these things and creating a fortified barrier to hide whatever's hidden within this building. And yes, Blake, there's something fishy going on, and I'm sure there's people in this area that could find out. We might just find out tomorrow what the hell this thing is. That's right. That's why we're putting it out there. We put up the evidence as fast as possible, and then ask questions later, because you, the people, we're disclosure together. We gather the data and we put it out, and then somebody probably lives close to Anza, California, obviously, who watched Third Phase and might give us the answer, or will it be concealed like they did in the movie Contact? and they kept this all a secret from the public. And they experimented with Jodie Foster to traverse across the universe, basically in a blink of an eye. And she came back to Congress, and nobody believed her. But the recordings, they couldn't tell why there was 12, 15 hours of recordings, and she was only gone for a second. But what's going on here? Is it a Pyron velocity accelerator? It's described as a key structure in hyper conduit Pharaon constellation technology. So basically, that's what Google's telling them. Neil wanted to get some answers, and hopefully we could get more answers. And maybe since this is put out, we're going to find out here, like Brent said, and maybe by tomorrow. Yeah, they went through a lot of work to seal this up, put a concrete cap on it if it was something mundane. In my opinion, it's probably on par with what we're looking at right here. This Pyron accelerator, high tech, heavy technology, big bucks, heavy engineering, and maybe they're trying to tap into something out there in the desert, maybe a doorway to somewhere else. I'm not sure. Now, more evidence. This one just came in. People are stating that Dell and his wife Colleen were out there on their boat, and they took a photograph, and they noticed something when they looked over their photos of what they're claiming to be maybe some kind of sea creature. Guys, I want to get your thoughts on this.
Wow, curious. Could it be some sort of squid? You see these horns kind of sticking up out of the water. Almost looks like a dragon. There's a few ways of looking at this thing. Definitely there's something underneath there, and it doesn't look like your typical, like anything typical. This is strange stuff.
Could it be possibly a bunch of seaweed clumped up together, or is this, some kind of plesiosaurus, a dragon-like creature that lives under the water? Guys, I want to get your thoughts on that. I don't think there's any manipulation. I think Colleen and her husband really want to get answers to what they captured, but again, I don't see any body underneath, maybe a tail at the end of it. I'm not seeing any of that, but it definitely has these eyes that it's looking up at them, almost like it's observing the people on the boat. All right, guys, we want to get your thoughts on this one. We like sea creatures, the unknown. That's disclosure too. Cryptids that have yet to be revealed to the public. Are they out there? The ocean, it's deep and it's vast. We don't even know what 90% of the life forms that exist in it. So maybe we're looking at something pretty crazy. More videos of the phenomenon, UFOs. Take a look at this. All right, let's take a look at this once again, broad daylight, the magnifying put in so we could get a close-up of this shape-shifting UFO. It doesn't say consistent in its shape, but it seems consistent in its flight pattern. But is this some kind of UFO that morphs, Brian? It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, I like the close-up that we get on this UFO, and definitely it's just casually moving pretty high up there too, and right there at that moment it looks like your classic disc, and then it starts to morph a little bit. Definitely if I saw this, I would pull out my camera and I would film it. This is cool stuff right here.
Yeah, I really like the shot where it contrasts with white clouds behind it, and then it has this silhouette revealing pretty clear its shape-shifting capabilities. It has a technology behind it that almost seems otherworldly. This is the typical UFO. It almost it turns into a disc, and then it almost turns into a diamond shape, then to a triangle, pyramidal. And then almost circular. This thing is a shapeshifter. And I like the people's reaction on the ground. They're like, what the heck is this? They don't even know what to do, but they got a really good shot, and they posted it up to social media so we all could share it. And again, this highlighted portion of the videos, it's pretty interesting. Guys, what's going on in our skies? We're going to play these videos that we just shared with you tonight, and we want to get your comments of what you think is going on above us in our skies. Take a look at this.